Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, it's Bob from Gil Skillz. As you know from my previous video, this is the bounty of scrap that I got from my last pickup. What I'm going to do now, and in this video, is clear off this counter here. I'm going to take all this stuff and put it up here and separate it according to what I have here. Wires, computers, TVs, stereos, laptops. We're going to separate it all, and then what we're going to do is we're going to process and scrap it. And then we're going to see the bounty, the yield of the copper, the aluminum, the brass, anything that's in here. So stay tuned for this exciting episode of Gil Skillz. All right, this is going to take a little while, so I'm going to do this and restart the camera when I've got everything all sorted. I guess we're going to have to do this in a few videos instead of just one because I have so much stuff here. The way it's all set up, it's like a flea market, but for micro scrappers, you know, it's like I want one of everything. No, I'll take it all. I want it all. I'll take it all. Yeah. And I'll take it all apart. Yes, I will. I will. And I shall reap the scrappy benefits. Yes, I will. So, essentially, we got a nice big pile of power cords. We've got some AV wire, some telephone wire, some regular wire from a wire harness, some Cat 5 and Cat 6, an S cable, I think that's called. This is some solder. We got some Romex. We got some coax cable. We've got some regular wire here. I'm not really 100% sure if this is copper filled or if it's aluminum filled, so I'm going to have to go through that. And then from here, it gets interesting. I've got a really, really heavy lamp and a whole bunch of other little doodads that I'm going to actually take apart and scrap. 7 hard drives. Woohoo! Power supply and some ribbon. We got a whole bunch of gold fingered boards. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. A herd of mice, some remote controls, a motherboard, some steel, and a couple of modems / routers. We got one here. And we got one right here. So that's the tally right now. That's before micro scrapping and processing and getting everything ready. I took the 3 boxes that were sitting like right over here and I went through them. Still got quite a bit to go through, as you can see here. So I'm going to continue breaking this stuff down and we will go from there. We've got a decent amount of light iron here. We've got some stainless steel. We've got more neodymium magnets. These things are awesome. Got some brass, some computer platters, whole bunch of aluminum, Pentium 2 processor, and this here is a mixed bag. I couldn't separate the copper and the aluminum, so I'm just gonna simply put that in a separate bucket. There are some things in here that I'll take the copper out of, but I'll do that at a later time. Got a whole bunch of boards. I've got a motherboard from a PC. I've got some boards from a disk drive. Got about 4 or 5 boards from hard drives, which should be separated because hard drive boards are high grade. And we got a whole bunch of boards from other things too, like modems. We've got boards from like remote controls and things like that in here. So for now, until I have less copper aluminum scrap to deal with, it's going to go in a bin, and I will micro scrap that at a later time. I did take the gold fingers off of some of the attached boards and hardware. I do plan on doing gold recovery and refining. So I'm actually saving these up, and below that is actually a SIM card. There's really not a whole lot on SIM cards, but every little bit helps. Copper bearing motors or transformers. Got a transformer here. This is attached to an aluminum frame here, so I'm going to try to remove this and get this out at a later time. But right now, it's kind of in the mixed metal area. So what I've done is I've got my computer ribbon cord and, my ribbon cable, I should say. And I've taken all the ends off for gold refining and gold recovery later on down the road. These are all the AV connectors, as well as USB connectors and Cat 5, Cat 6 telephone wire connectors, because there is gold flashing on some of those pins. And there's some brass in here that I'm going to micro scrap later on down the line when I've got nothing better to do. The coax cable, I'm going to leave be. I'm going to put it in a bin. I'll be honest with you, I'm not really super stoked about having it because a lot of the time it's like copper coated steel. But I will check these out when I've got time. Like I'll just strip the end off and take a peek and see if it's copper plated steel or copper covered steel or completely copper. Some of these ends that you see here can be brass as well. So I'll probably take those off at some point as well. And from here, we basically got the wire. We got the Cat 5, Cat 6 wire. We got some wire from a trailer wire harness. Telephone wire. This here is wire that I will not be stripping. So I'll actually take this out because I will be stripping that. So this wire right here that you see in the frame is too small for me to strip. So I'm actually going to put that in a bin. My scrapyard actually takes Cat 5, Cat 6 telephone wire and some of these lower grade wires as number 2 insulated regardless. So I'm just going to put it all in one bin. Same with the AV wire. And then I've got the piece de resistance. This is the number 2 insulated wire that is worth my time stripping. It's at a gauge that that would be worth my while to strip, and it's fairly easy to strip. And then, of course, we've got all the plugs that was attached to the power cords, which I will micro scrap later on for the brass. There's a ton of brass there. There you have it, guys. That's everything that was on the table that I showed you earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those in their respective bins. And then from there, I am going to start on the rest of the bigger stuff and get that taken care of in another video. So if you like what you see on the channel, please feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I wanted to thank each and every subscriber that I currently have that watches the channel and stays loyal to it. It really means a lot to me. So thank you for your continued support. And until the next video, have a scrap happy day.